Hi there. We're going to be talking about globalization and globalism. The first concept is something which is now spread into common usage and is often found in magazines and newspapers. It refers to the way in which the world is being knitted together. Many popular accounts focus on the increasingly free flow of goods and money, or economic globalization. But there are many other aspects of globalization. For example, various parts of the world are being pulled together by the increased density and lower cost of travel and communications. Globalization is therefore also about connectivity. Images, ideas, tourists, migrants, values, fashions, and music increasingly flow along global pathways. For example, the globalization of such social and cultural activities leads to the elaboration of a second and less well rehearsed concept. This is the idea of globalism. Whereas globalization refers to the objective external ties that bind us together, globalism alludes to the subjective personal awareness that many of us share common tastes and interests, and we are all likely to share a common fate. Of course, a good number of people, normally but not always those in poor remote areas, continue to live lives constrained by unawareness, indifference, or a conscious detachment from the world around them. But such insensibility is increasingly difficult to maintain. Jet planes fly overhead, travellers appear as if from nowhere, roads are cut into the interior, telephone lines are strung out, and the world's music pulsates from cheap transistor radios, while friends and neighbours and family share what they have seen on ubiquitous TV screens. So this is basically the idea of modernity and the evolution of world society. A major theme that we're talking about is how social change arises and becomes diffused. Despite the ubiquity of the contemporary means of transport, globalization, and globalism, they have not been dropped from the sky by passing aircraft. The, these things are outcomes of a long evolutionary process whereby small isolated societies and large civilizations came to relate to one another. In Chapter 3, soon, we situate the moments where humankind became increasingly capable of understanding itself collectively. Contacts arose from long distance trade, from the spread of the world religions such as Islam, Buddhism, and Christianity, and from the force of colonialism and imperialism. The idea of a universal humanity was developed particularly by European Enlightenment thinkers who, although they recognized that there were backward regions, thought all were capable of reaching the end state of modernity. There was an undoubted arrogance in this view, which implied that what obtained in 18th century France and Germany was the preferred destination of all humanity. The power of ideas, the success of the European nation economies, and finally the force of military imperialist expansion propelled many areas of the world into an uneasy association. The juxtaposition also involved the effects of industrialization, capitalism, both key concepts which we will discuss now. The world of work is something which we depict substantive changes in the world. Rapid and unprecedented technological change and intensifying international competition have led to economic insecurity and the internationalization of work. The more vulnerable position of women has led to the feminization of work. The development of flexible labor markets has also led to the casualization of work. For the winners, particularly those with portable skills and growing sectors like the information related industries, these changes herald new times, offering opportunities for greater individual freedom and self realization and a more democratic, decentralized, less hierarchical workplace and society. The losers see only hard times dominated by fragmenting businesses, labour redundancies, and by part time and poorly paid jobs. The rise of subcontracting and home working in this emergent economic order will also be discussed. The nation state.
I know the one thing I told you not to get, you didn't get. One thing I told you to get.